Boxheads.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Mod Morning Tea session. Before we begin, apologies for yesterday. I didn't end up streaming at all. I ended up being way too busy. I was doing some actual work for some clients, which obviously took precedent. Earning money and all of that sort of stuff. So I wasn't able to do a stream. That took me a little bit longer than what I intended it to do, due to some PC related issues, which I now think I've ironed out. I think it was down to a cable, which I have now sorted. Okay. So, once upon a time in Arcadia, I've tried a bunch of different things, and remove them, and put them back in, and remove them, and we keep going backwards and forwards. Ore unification is still something that's a high priority. That's something we still need to do. I am sucking at it. How dare people need money? Yeah, I know, right? It's really irritating. I wish I could exist off of just air, but, you know, I have to drink a lot of tea, 𝗥𝗘𝗓𝗏. I consume copious amounts of tea, and something needs to pay for that addiction. So, unifying all the ores, yeah, about 50% of the way through with that. The better vanilla models, that's a low priority, but it might be something that I do at some point relatively soon. I'm not sure whether... Look, there's two routes that I can go with the better vanilla models. By the way, are you British? Yes, more specifically, I'm an Englishman. As opposed to... So, a little bit of information. Yes, British is a term to describe, but it's the entire island. So that covers the Welsh and the Scottish as well. But so I'm English. I'm not Scottish or Welsh, clearly. Or Northern Ireland, or Northern Irish. Which rightfully we probably shouldn't have. I don't know. So there's two ways that we can go around doing the better vanilla models. One is I can get the better vanilla models off of... There's a gentleman, I can't remember his name, who's made them already. And I could just get them off of Planet Minecraft to make the models better. Or I could spend a long time in Blockbench modeling new models for them all. So that's two options. It depends on how much time I have at the end, because we are developing a couple of other mod packs as well. The next one, Bella Vanilla Villagers. That I think there's a bunch of old mods, and I don't know whether they will have been moved across to 1.16.5. So that might be something that we need to look at. An extremely important one, which is why it's in bold, is to disable Better Weather's Acid Rain. Now, if I can't disable Better Weather's Acid Rain, I'm going to remove Better Weather. There's another mod called Seasons, which is what I'm using on Legends of Randomia. And that's really what we're after with the Better Weather, is to add in the seasons and to add in more interesting rain events. I'm not that bothered about the rain event. The seasons are the most important part, because it's what ties in with the maintenance of your colony, right? Your town, because what we're essentially wanting is to harm crop growth during the winter, so that you have to plan out your villagers to harvest things during the spring, summer, and the early part of autumn before winter sets in, because crops won't grow during winter, so that your villagers don't starve during winter. So that's something that I want to be able to pull in. I think the best way of doing that is to switch out Better Weather for Seasons. The better diving spawn rates has already been done. I've not crossed it out, but yes. You can use the Blockbench plugin that adds in the option to import vanilla models, and you can edit and export them from there. Yes, I have done this a bunch of times. It is fun. I've used Blockbench a fair amount. And some of the extensions for it are really cool. It's more a case of timing. It's already been done, and it's been done extremely well by somebody. I just can't remember his name. I think his thing is just called Better Animals on Planet Minecraft. And it's kept up to date, and the guy's done an amazing job with the modeling and texturing of it, and I don't know whether it's worth me spending a copious amount of time redoing what is already great work. Add mod-dependent requests for obtaining new villagers. We kind of have done that. We did some of that last week, if you remember. We had it where they asked for an ostrich egg, and one of the other ones was a blobfish in a bucket. I may add some more of those in at some point, but it's not a high priority. Like, I can add those into the file right at the end when I know what mods, so that the 2 mods that we've added things in for them to ask for, I know I'm definitely going to be keeping, but we're kind of still doing trialing on a couple of mods, and I don't want to have them request something for a mod that might end up being pulled entirely, so we'll leave that for that at the moment. The main menu does need a little bit of work, and that's probably the first thing we're going to do today. Updating the Arcadia RP with new sound files and GUI. Okay, so I think it was 2 days ago now. We were doing a bunch of the sound file breaking up for the Baker female. All of that is now done. We have all of the female Baker sounds separated. So that's all there. We've also done the fisherman, and we've also done the farmer. So they're all ready to be done and put into the game. We're waiting on the sound files from the other people that are doing voices. So I did the voice for the fisherman, the farmer, the builder, the announcer. And I'm working on doing the clever male. So, do I have a second monitor? No. No, not at the moment. It's a problem that I have. So I moved to the United States of America in December 2019. Now, that's relatively important to note because a month later, a global pandemic occurred. And it kind of put a damper on a bunch of the immigration process and stuff like that. So, a few people, I know that I was in this position, I know that 𝗘𝗙𝗚𝗚𝗚 was in this position. We ended up where we were kind of, our paperwork, a lot of that had slowed down. We weren't able to work, we weren't able to do certain things. Yeah, that caused a lot of issues. I'm very lucky to have managed to have got this PC sorted and this monitor during all of that mess that was occurring, so... How am I reading chat then? I'm reading chat because I have chat up on my phone. So I use my phone as like it's how I control my stream, and I can also see chat. So, yeah, the clever male, there is a couple more lines. I think I've got like 10 more to record, which is probably something that I'll do after the stream. I'll probably do those voice recordings, and then I'll be able to separate those up. The rest of them, though, are done. Builder needs to be cut up, but it's recorded. It just needs to be trimmed into all of its individual pieces. And then once that's all done, we'll be able to put them into the game. I don't think I'm going to put them into the game until I've got everybody else's sound files, because otherwise I'm just going to be hearing me back repeatedly. And I want it where, you know, I can hear other people as well. So that'll be something that we do at a later point. But for now, we should probably address my menu issue. So yeah, let's launch Arcadia and try and get this done. Do I use any kind of data pack or resource pack maker? No, I actually don't use any sort of resource pack maker at all. I use the correct file structure, and I do it all by hand. That's probably not the best way of doing it, in honesty, but that's the way that I started making resource packs and stuff for Minecraft many moons ago. So that's kind of like what I'm used to. And I guess from the games development point of view, back when I was studying games development, you had to do all of that sort of stuff pre-development. Like, you'd make sure that your file structures and everything were nice and organized and stuff before you started trying to add them into the game. I may have to look at a pack maker at some point, because it might make life a little bit more more interesting. It might make my life more interesting. That's the wrong. It might make my life a little bit easier in terms of my schedule, because my schedule's all over the place at the moment. It's very difficult to get all of the things that I need to get done. So yeah, a lot of the stuff that I do tends to be graphics based as opposed to code based. I did computer game design when I was in education. I had to learn some coding. I wasn't very good at it. So, but the design side, I'm decent enough at. So I kind of stick to graphics. So one of the things that I am working on at the moment behind the scenes that may be interesting to a few people out there is I'm working on a page for myself. This page will have some digital downloads, some digital media related stuff that you'll be able to obtain. I'm going to put together certain bits and pieces for people to obtain. Things like the music that I made that I use in Random Craft. There'll be some other things in there as well. Maybe some templates for YouTube channels. Maybe some stream related stuff. And I'm going to be putting them into an area online where you can go and you can download those things. You'll also be able to like donate for them and bits like that. But I'll probably have a lot of the thing as pay what you want, so people can get them, and then if they want to throw me a couple of dollars so I can stay in tea, that they can. So one of the things that you'll have noticed when we launched the game is the Arcadia logo doesn't fade in anymore because I changed the Arcadia logo. That needs to be fixed. So let's pull up the menu. Let's fix that real quick. So it's under delay appearance, and it's for the first time, and I believe we want to delay it. Oh, we can find out actually looking at this. Okay, so that's 4, so this should be 3.5. I actually have web servers already. So I'll probably use my web server and developer site at some point. That's something that I've discussed with the randoms about making a... I think I had all of them set to 2. About making a random craft website, which may be something that we do at some point in the future. Okay, that will now fade in a second. Okay, so the credits page is another page that I want to edit. So this is a thing that we're going to be using across a bunch of the mod pack. So I'm not the only one making a mod pack. just so everyone's aware, there are a couple of other people making mod packs. 𝗥𝗔𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗞 was working on a mod pack. He is looking rather dashing in that suit, I must say. So I know that 𝗥𝗔𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗞's making one. I know that 𝗔𝗲𝗏 is working on a, I think it's called 𝗥𝗔𝗡𝗜𝗠𝗠 Quest, which is a Pixelmon mod pack that she is working on. She did some of the development for that on stream last week. And then we have 𝗖𝗛𝗡𝗏, because 𝗖𝗛𝗡 is probably the go-to random for me whenever... He's very tech-related, the same as me. Like, he likes sort of doing this sort of thing. So he's, of course, included as one of the randoms on here. Last week, you may remember that I said, oh, I need to sort out a new credit page, and I said I needed to talk to 𝗔𝗏𝗏. That's because we have decided to name all of our mod packs, or brand all of our mod packs as tramps. So tramp stands for tramp stands for the randoms awesome mod packs, or tramp. So anything that we make as the randoms will be a tramp pack. And this down here is our tramp stamp, which is extremely important to have. And then we have, obviously, this will go through to whoever made the actual mod packs YouTube. This will be a thing so you can go donate to them if you want. This goes through to Random Fandom, and this will eventually go through to our site, but at the moment we don't have one, so it doesn't do that. So there's some stuff that I'd like to do on this. Change the background, I think, would be a good thing to do. And this is web tech, so this I can update online at any point, and it will update in here. So that's pretty much all okay. The background, I think I'd like to change, maybe. At some point we may change that. Okay, so we need to generate a new world for today, because one of the things that I need to check is... it's Thursday today, right, gentlemen? Believe? I think it is. I have no idea. Is all generation. We need to check some of the generation within the world. I also need to make sure that I didn't screw anything up. Oh my god, when viewing live streams, my phone's charger goes out quickly. You could try adjusting your brightness. That may do it. So worlds at the moment still take a while to load. I have made it a little bit quicker, but it's gonna still, like, there's a point that you can reach, which is like the ideal point. You can't make it super quick, because obviously every mod that you put in that changes the world generation needs to run through all of its stuff to generate the world. So you have all of the extra ores from Create, you have all of the stuff from Biomes You Go, the extra plants and extra mobs, and it has to generate and propagate all of that stuff before the world launches. So I may be able to speed this up more, but we will see. Do you watch AB737? I have no idea who that is. Apologies, I'm sure they're great. I don't really watch a lot of other content creators. I watch maybe a couple of the randoms here and there. The main reason that I don't tend to watch a lot of other content creators is I have an interesting fact about the theENiGMA. I have an extremely short-term memory loss due to an injury many years ago, and I often forget that I've seen something, and I'm always concerned that if I watch somebody do something and I like it, that 4 months down the line I'll have forgot that I've watched that, and then I'm there thinking of ideas to make content and might accidentally plagiarize somebody else's video, which is never what I'd want to do. All content creators put a lot of effort in. If you make content, then you put a lot of effort and thought into what you're doing, and it would be unfair for anybody to take your stuff even accidentally, so I just avoid it. I used to do the same when I made music. I just wouldn't listen to music, just in case. Okay, let's clear my inventory. And then we'll do game mode, spectator. Because really what we want to be doing is going down. That is a lot. That is a lot of sulfur being produced there. Okay, so we have our gold ore, which is from default Minecraft. Okay, we got our nice redstone. See, these gas pockets under here, these will eventually explode. I should have maybe turned on Fulbright. I apologize. I don't normally like things like Fulbright and stuff like that. I don't think that gamers should be playing with those things. I do consider them cheating. If you're doing something like this, though, it's kind of needed at points, in honesty. Okay, so we've got our zinc ore being generated. The important thing is making sure that we're only getting one of the coppers generate. That's the important thing. We don't want multiple versions of copper generating in the world. We only want the one. And that's the same with uranium. There's 2 lots of uranium. We only want the one generating. That would have made a lot of sulfur as well, I imagine. That'll probably be up here. Yeah, there it is. Naughty stuff. So sulfur clouds will appear where water meets lava. So anywhere where there is lava meeting water will generate them. Okay, so we have our lapis, coal. It looks like we've stopped the repeating stuff, which is good. Fulbright comes included in a hacked client. Yeah, like I don't like anything like that. I use multi-MC, which is like a separate client, but it's yeah, it uses all of the vanilla stuff. I don't like hacked clients or anything like that. I spent a large period of my time on Minecraft is actually not even as a player, but as a moderator and admin for servers. And people cheat a lot, and it's kind of sad. The enjoyment that you get out of Minecraft isn't on cheating, it's on the community. If you're playing online, you've got to think about how the community will perceive that stuff that you're doing. And you can always tell. If somebody's playing on a hacked client and they've got Fulbright turned on, I can tell. Any good administrator or moderator will be able to tell that somebody has Fulbright on. Same with X-ray. There is clear signs that somebody is X-raying, and you can tell when somebody's X-raying. So it's just better to not. It's better to not do those things, in honesty. I see copper up there, which is what we're wanting. Okay, so we've got our copper and our zinc. I don't see any other types of copper generating, so it should just be the copper from Create that we have generate. Now, somebody asked last week whether this would be updated to 1.17. Probably not. Probably not, is the answer. There's not really a need to, in honesty. Like, when you think... So, I might find a way of putting the axolotls and maybe the warden into the game. So, the purpose of 1.17... There's a few things that it puts in, right? You've got the... You've got the mobs. So you have goats. I already have them in here. You have the axolotl. They're not in here yet. You've got glow squid. I've already got them in here. You have the warden. And then you have glow item frames, which I already have in here. And then you have copper, which is already in here. You've got lush caves, which part of Quark kind of adds in. And I might find there is a few lush cave mods that put the vanilla 117 things as a backport in. And I may put those in. And then there's the increased build height and stuff, which isn't going to be in 117. We're not going to get that until 118. And then the actual caves and cliffs themselves, which, again, we're not going to get till 118. This already has better caves. It already has better cliffs. So none of that is necessarily important. The other thing is OpenGL update for the Java version. And that, yes, I know, it's a lot better. Considerably so, I might add. It is a hell of a lot better. And that is the only sort of selling point for me in terms of a mod pack maker to 117 is the OpenGL update and then Java 16. Because those things are both more streamlined. People will get a higher FPS. And in a mod pack, that's kind of important because there's a lot more data going on in a mod pack. So that might be something that gets done. But that is also a lot of sulfur. See that there? That will eventually pile up to a point where it explodes. So there are mods that increase the OpenGL. There's mods that allow you to use the latest version of Java. So those things are something that I may look into at some point to increase the performance of the mod packs. But they're actually updating to 117. I don't think it's necessary. I think it's more important to preserve the integrity. 117 allows you to embed shaders on a resource pack. You can already do that. If you go to Google and you search Seuss's fabulous shaders, Seuss has already done it. Like, it's already something you can do. So that's not necessarily a 117 thing. 117 uses which version of Java? I believe it uses Java 16, I think is the version it will be using. You are making a lot of sulfur in these caves. So Java 16 is, from what I have been able to tell, is a fair amount stabler. The way that it handles things like junk, and basically the way that it handles things that have not been on your screen for a while. The way it cleans that stuff up is a little bit more optimized and things. So I'm sure that will be really great to have. But yeah, I think there's mods that actually put them in. So I don't know if it's necessarily needed for this pack. I may just be able to put the mods in directly. Okay, so we have found one of the Ferrous Knight's chambers, which we're not going to investigate because that's not the point of today. Okay, so we've got fossils. They're spawning in the right places because we're in Badlands now. So when we're in Badlands, we should have fossils that spawn. Some will be on the surface, and some will be under the ground. So it's good that they're all spawning correctly. There is a simpler way of doing this. I could have just gone to the top and done like a block check to see how many specific blocks were in a set area. That would be an easy way of doing it. Like, just select a chunk and then just do a check. Yeah, I think that's one of the things for 116. For Java 16. I haven't done a lot of looking at the Java 16 stuff. I glanced at it once whilst I was having a conversation about it. I believe that one of the things that it does is essentially a better cleanup. It's a data update, essentially. The way that handles data is better. Okay. So it looks like we're just generating the one type of ore and we're not generating hundreds of ones that we don't need. I'm only seeing one type of copper, which is good. That's what we want. We only want to see one type of copper. We only want to see one type of zinc. So it looks like the world generation's good. By the way, Bedrock, you can enable additional modding capabilities, and with a behavior pack, you can add mobs and blocks without any mods. That's wild. I don't particularly. Look, Bedrock. I like Bedrock. It's fine and everything. I'm just used to Java. There's nothing. There's some Java users that will be like, "Ugh, Bedrock," and sort of spit on the ground in disgust that it exists. But I can understand why Bedrock exists. I'm actually kind of impressed with Bedrock, and I have been for a long time. On its similarities to the way that Java works. I know that there are certain things that they can't do with Bedrock that can be done with Java. And vice versa. But to code a game that looks and feels so much like Java Minecraft using C++ is no small feat. Like, it's actually difficult. You have to almost code wrong, right? Because Java is not very good. So you kind of have to like deliberately go out of your way to try and code things in a way that will make it seem not quite right. Because there's certain things in Minecraft where the way that it gets handled is weird. And for that you have to kind of like code it specifically in C++ to make it feel so similar. One of the things that I wish they'd done with Bedrock is if you've heard of 𝗘𝗡𝗜𝗖𝗓, which is by some of the people that were the mod makers for Hypixel. So it's like, I think it's Hypixel Studio. They've now been bought by Riot Games, the people that made League of Legends. That's essentially a very Minecraft-looking game. That game is being made in C++, so it's got a good programming language behind it, the best programming language behind it for making games. But their mod hook, the hook that they're using for mod developers, is still Java. So it's C++, but still allows Java mods. And I wish that Bedrock did the same for Minecraft, because it would allow Bedrock users to be able to get Java mods. That mixed with 𝗥𝗔𝗡𝗖𝗓, which is essentially like a plugin / mod that allows Bedrock players to play on Java servers. The way that works, if I remember correctly, is it takes the packets being sent and translates those packets. So if you were able to have Java mods put onto Bedrock, similar to Hytale, and then they just implemented 𝗥𝗔𝗡𝗖𝗓 natively into Minecraft Bedrock, you would be able to play on all of the Java servers as a Bedrock player, as well as the Bedrock servers. Which would be great, because not only would you be able to play on vanilla ones, if you got if a server's running 𝗥𝗔𝗡𝗖𝗓 at the moment, and it's a Java server, you can play on it as a Bedrock player. But if they have mods, you can't. So allowing those hooks to be put in would be good. Yeah, C++ is pretty old. I'm pretty sure, I can't remember which way around it is. I think C# came before, or maybe C# newer, but just doesn't get used. C++ is just the most stable thing. It's because it's essentially, it's almost like doing it raw, right? It's like a raw type of thing. So it's very useful to use. We have found a desolated forest, which is nice. I wasn't expecting it to be flooded though, which is an interesting thing. That's a large desolation. Oh, we have a camp over there as well. Oh, and a village by the look of it over there. Is that a village? Yeah, that's a village. It's a pillager camp. Yeah, it is old. It's had a lot of updates and a lot of optimizations over the years. The same as essentially like Java. There's different Java versions and stuff. Like C++ has had a lot of work done on it since then. Oh, these goddamn boars killing things. Good day to you, Sir Durple. I hope you're having a very nice day. Okay, so that's iron. There are clusters. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, guys and girls, that we no longer have the issue of multiple ores for each item. I think that's solved now. That's a rather funky looking dungeon. That was a lot of chests as well. There we go. There's all the sulfur. Damn stuff. So that should eventually make its way. So all of these things, they will try and find their way to the highest point, and they'll collect there. Like I said, eventually those things will cause pollution and explode and things. You'll have to, when you find them, you'll have to come sort them. Yeah, we're in the butt-naked world of Arcadia at the moment. We're doing some checks to make sure that we're not getting repeated ores, which was an issue before, and I think it's been ironed out now. We appear to only be getting an ore of each type, which is kind of what we're after. C++ is hard. Tried making the game, ended up in garbage code that is unreadable. Yes, C++ is super hard. A lot of game engines. If you, for example, use the Unreal Engine, they often have, I can't remember what Unreal's is called off the top of my head, but they often have like a node kit that allows you to make things a little bit quicker. A little bit quicker? More quickly? Nah, whatever the correct bit is for that. It's too early for that. So that you can do some of the stuff in C++ without breaking everything. the Unreal Engine's an amazing engine. Well, I think now it's the UDK, right? I think that's what it's called now, UDK, Unreal Development Kit. Which is essentially just the Unreal Engine in the background. But I learned on the old Unreal Engine before any of that stuff existed. So, before it had like a nice marketplace and shared resources and things like that. So, sadly, I had to learn the harder way, which sucked, because it's not my natural habitat. Okay, so... yeah, we have a fair amount of goodness now. It's all... that is a lot of sulfur. That is so much sulfur. Dear God, that's gonna be interesting when a player comes across this and just blows everything up. Okay, alright, I think we're good. This test world has served its purpose. We are definitely only generating one type of each ore, which is what we want. One of the problems that I had, actually, last week, that I didn't really talk about... let me set this weather. Back in my day... yeah, back in my day, none of that existed. So, if I do / locate a... that's a Frostmoor I want. Oh, I have to do Mousies, right? So if I look at what the... yeah, Frostmoor. So one of the problems that I was having last week, that I didn't touch upon, because it was something that I wasn't sure on how to fix, was I was getting duplicate Mousies bosses. So... when you found a Frostmoor, it would be 2 Frostmoors together, like as one, so there'd be 2 bars. That was completely unfair. Like, there's just no way that'd be something that would be fair to come across. That's now been fixed. Let me just check that. That should be a creator. It is. So we now only have 1. So bosses now spawn singularly in the world. Wow, he spawned real close to one of these structures. I think this is a pillager post. It is, yeah. So that's now fixed. That turned out to be a mod conflict with another mod that I didn't necessarily need, so that mod was removed. Any time where there's a conflict like that can't be resolved, you essentially have to think about your mods as weights. So the heavier the weight is, the more important it is. Mousie's mobs was a higher weight than the other one, so the other one was just removed. Some slate there. I am working on 1.17 backport related stuff to try and get some of the stuff from 1.17 over into this world. Like I said, there's not a great deal that isn't in here, but I would quite like to have deep slate in here. And also the tough blocks, if that would be at all possible for me to do. I have been doing a couple of tests with it. It's not anywhere near ready being... ready to be seen yet. It's just, yeah. But I'll work on it. It's something I'm working on in the background, so we'll eventually get that done. So one of the other things... now, the main thing that needs to be done before playtesting phase is setting up the patchouli book. Now, that's going to be really boring to do. It's essentially a lot of JSON script and stuff like that, which I'm not looking forwards to. Eventually, I'll get around to doing it. But for now... Arcadia is at a point that is good. I need to wait on sound files to come in and stuff like that now. I told everybody, I said to everybody that was doing voices, don't worry, it'll take me about a month to reach that stage where I think it'll be ready for voices. It turned out that I reached that stage a little bit quicker. But I'm probably gonna work on some tweaks in the background, and then I'll show you Arcadia at some point in the future with the book and the stuff in before playtest. But Arcadia at this point is kind of at a point where we can stop on that for a short while, which does mean that I can show you something else. Would you like to see something else? Maybe. So Arcadia's now at a point where I'm waiting on stuff. I'll keep working on things in the background here and there, but it's at a point where the development is coming. It's getting a lot slower. So that's not. It's not hugely important to be going through. Legends of Randomia. That is something that we may return to very, very soon. But how about I show you some of the pre-work I've been doing for a new mod pack? I know, another one, right? This is going to be ages away. I'm just doing early testing for a technical sci-fi related pack called Weird Science. It's under the project name WS at the moment. It doesn't even have an icon, the poor thing, but it was literally started yesterday evening. But there's some interesting stuff in there, and I think that a few of you may get a kick out of it. So how about we take a little look at that? So this is the polar opposite to Legends of Randomia and Arcadia. They're both roleplay related games. One is obviously Legends of Randomia is a dungeon crawling, select your class, typical role-playing game. And Once Upon a Time in Arcadia is a role-playing game in terms of you're setting up a colony and doing all of those, like, strategic role-playing game. Weird Science is neither of those things. Weird Science is built to just make ludicrous machines. That's its purpose. It serves no other purpose except that. Again, this is really early, guys. Don't judge me on some of the things that you may see. Some of it may get changed and taken out, swapped out with other things. This is a preview, if you will, of some of the stuff that I do, not on stream or on camera, as it were, or recorded. How dare you come here judging me? I will thwart you. No, I won't. Welcome, Lady Peanutfish. I hope you're having a really nice day. One of the things that we will have to do for this is turn down some of the sounds. I don't think I've done any of the sound related stuff. Also just remembered that I didn't launch this under the right sound settings. So you're not going to be able to hear anything. I will maybe have to fix that. One of the issues that I'm having with this at the moment is I did put an audio output on, but every time I try and change the audio, and I'll try it just in case it's fixed now, because I did make some changes. I will attempt it, but every time you try and change the audio, it just crashed. I will have a go. We will see. So let's go to options, music and sounds, output device. This is what we want. Okay. Apparently that worked. Now, hopefully you'll have to let me know, guys, whether you can actually hear the sound. Because obviously I can't tell if you can hear it. So yes, there's going to be a little bit of lag here and there because, like I said, this has got no performance related stuff in there. It's just some things that I liked the look of. I do want to get out of a jungle though, because I do lag normally in a jungle. I might put leaf culling in this pack, so you still get the nice looking leaves, but the back faces of them are cold, so that it improves the performance when you're in a wooded area. Not that that should make much difference for people that are on systems that aren't terrible like mine, but, you know. Oh, cool. Cool. Okay, so yesterday, that crashed when I tried to utilize that. That seems to be okay now, so that's good. Okay, so world loading. So this doesn't have biomes you go or biomes of plenty on. This has got a mod on called Traverse. I think it's called Traverse or Terrestria or something. Yeah, Terrestria. There's a few. That's an issue. So that's an issue that I'll address at another point. God, there's like jungles everywhere. Can I not be in a tree area? I don't want to be in a tree area. I want to be in like a plains. I might just biome locate. So you'll notice that water is a little bit nicer in terms of the blends and stuff. Biome blend is, there's essentially a mod that makes it a lot better, and that's on here because I kind of want to make this world feel as smooth as possible. It's just goddamn trees everywhere. Okay, I might end up swapping out Terrestria for something else. There just seems to be trees everywhere. Either that, I just got really unlucky, guys, with the seed. Who knows? One of two things has occurred. I just want to find I should have just done a flat world. That'd have been better, wouldn't it? Really? And then Dark Forest? That's how we're playing this, is it? That's how we're playing this. Just mountains and trees and oh, for God's sake. Just trees everywhere. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to swap out Terrestria. Although part of me likes the fact there's trees everywhere, like you kind of like, as the scientists come in, you're like, right, well, to hell with this, and just remove all of the trees. You must have trees. I might rename this pack. It's no longer called Weird Science, guys. It's just going to be called Trees. That's all it's going to be called. It's just everywhere. I'm trying not to swear, everyone, but this is getting really frustrating. Okay, so the world gem for this is definitely going to get changed. Let me tell you that right now, because I'm not accepting the amount of trees that are on here. Don't get me wrong. I like me some Minecraft trees, but this is over the top treeness is what this is. One of the things that I do want to put on here is the biome info, which would be in the top left, which would help, because I'd be able to see what it's overriding. Does this have trees on it? Of course it does. Of course it does. I'm in the treeiest seed ever. The tree pack, yeah. Just too many. Aha. Finally, an area that isn't covered in goddamn trees. It's a very small area, but it's big enough for my purposes. Okay, so there is a few mods that are on here. Actually, there's a fair amount of mods that I've put on here. Some of the important ones, we have Industrial Revolution. There is a guide for this. This puts in your copper, your silver, your tin, all of those things. You can make a lot of different upgrades, a lot of different machinery. We have pulverizers, we have compressors, we've got infusers, drains, sawmills, electric furnaces, some flux containers, things like that. Jetpacks, because screw elytras, right? Elytra? That's not very sciencey. Jetpack. That's sciencey. So you've got your capacitors that you need to make and stuff to create all of your different types of jetpack. These all use energy. You will need to then make a machine to charge them up. So you've got your jetpack. It will last so long. It depends on how much there is. So if you look, this has 64 million in terms of energy. Whereas if we go over to the wood one, it only has 20,000. So you'll have your jetpack, you'll use up the fuel, and then you're going to need to take it and get it recharged. Tech Reborn. Again, this has copper, which we're going to need again to unify all of these ores at a future point. But Tech Reborn, this has solar panels. We have tanks, more generators, plasma generators, lightning rods, fusion coils. All of the sort of... Oh, we have mixed metal ingots as well, which is nice. This also puts in rubber trees, which you need to create, I think it's the rubber cabling. And we have all of our different types of fuel: methane, compressed air, alright, carbon, helium, nitro coal. Not sure what nitro coal is. Nitro fuel, sulfur. Expanded storage for the slightly early game. Until I can find a nice ME system. I don't know if it's part of the thing. I could maybe search it. Yeah, I don't think it is. End storage. Yeah, so that'll be something that I'll probably look at, is an ME system. Which is essentially, rather than having a chest, all of your items are held on discs. And then those discs go into a big mainframe computer, and you can access all of your files. You can craft things with an auto crafter in there. But in the early game, we have increased storage. So let's, for example, that's a nether chest, right? We put that down next to an iron chest. Okay, so this is our iron chest. So we'll go with a single page screen. So this is iron chest. So it's essentially a double chest, right? This one's the netherite chest. Holds a lot more. Holds a lot of a lot of items. So they're all the expanded chests. We have computer craft. So you have your computers, your monitors, your disks and stuff like that. We also have turtles. So you can create, for example, a little mining turtle. You would then program this. You can do that in a computer and then give it the disk. So you could have this thing mine automatically for you, and then he'll return to a chest and drop the items off. They're super cool. Lots and lots of fun. All of this uses a coding language called Lua. So you actually kind of have to do actual programming. Which is a lot of fun. So there you go. Some programs are only available on advanced computers, turtles, pocket computers, or command computers. So there are... Let's just grab this. Here we go. So these here are the pocket computers. So you can do all of your stuff on the fly. You've got like essentially a tablet, right? That's what that is. So you don't need to walk around with your advanced computer. You can load up the disk. So you've got all of your different disks that you can write code onto and move that code around. You've got printers as well. Monitors, which can be made... Oh, you have your wireless modems as well if you're wanting things to communicate without touching. So you can make these screens as big as you want. These can also be touch panels, so you can come over and you can have a button on the screen and you can just punch there and it will start a machine off. Again, that's something you code. Ether is on here. I've not gone to the realm yet to do a test in there because, like I said, super early days, but I thought it'd be fun to have like a magical world that you as a scientist go and just kind of mess up. So then obviously there's the ether tools, ether foods, and ether materials that go along with that. Miscellaneous and wearables. Terrestria, that might be getting just removed, although it doesn't appear like it adds that much, in honesty. So yeah. Companion, we've got some backpacks, some chairs, and some tents. Traverse is probably those two together that are causing issues. This one is more important. So this is the Doors of Infinity. This is a slightly later game thing. Let me just reset the time. This is something that I think 𝗘𝗙𝗚𝗚𝗚 may get a kick out of. So let's just do this. Okay. And then we'll put a door in. Okay. So as you can see, we have a door. We can go through the door. which is nice. But this way, yeah, we end up in a... Yeah, we end up in a room. But if we go out of this room, it's not there. It's a it's a way of you creating. They're called personal dimensions. They're bound to the door, so you can just carry the door around with you, and then have like a little storage room that you can access whenever you need to. This cow is really upsetting me. One of the really bizarre things that you can do, so if I go inside this room, and let's just go over here and... There we go. So now we have a dimension in a dimension. And it's not there. It's... yeah, it's a bit weird. But it's very sciencey. And you can get upgrades if I stand outside this room and I crouch. You can see total upgrades is 0. The more you upgrade it, the larger the space is on the inside. So that is a thing that you can do. You can create multiple little dimensions for yourself. Very, very bizarre, but a lot of fun. And they're, like I say, they're bound to the door, so if I was to remove this door, that would, if I put it down somewhere else, that would appear in that area. So you can essentially have a dimension door, so you can access a specific area whenever you need to. It's also a very fun way to mess with people, because it's so weird. Yeah, lots and lots of fun, that thing. We have fabric furnaces. That's going to be removed because I don't want it to interfere with the all of the tech-related stuff. Lifts is just real lifts. So you can create an area, you can go and stand on it, you can push a button, and you will raise up to another floor, and then you can go through. There's different types. Lift is powered by energy. Lift detector. And we've got the machine blocks. So all of these, so this one's powered by burnable fuels. That one's powered by energy, That's a linking tool. And then we've got all the different types of structures, screen, charger, and then the screen. Cinderscapes, which is essentially added biomes for inside the nether, which we will take a look at in a moment. And then we have the better end, because that's super important, better end items. And then secret rooms. Secret rooms is another interesting thing. I will show you a few bits with this. Let's just get rid of our room of infinity blocks there. So secret rooms basically allows you to have secret doors. If we get this concrete, there we go. So this blue concrete glass. Let's find a slightly flat area. It is glass on the one side, so you can see out of this. But the other side, it's solid. So to an outsider, they can't see in, but you can see out. Or you can do it the other way around, if you really wanted, I guess. I suppose that's something that you could do. Not sure why you do that, but you can. Okay, we'll put that there. And then if we go here, other side. There we go. So there is a door here, but it's yeah, it's invisible to people outside, and you can see out, they can't see in. So it's like one-way glass, essentially. One of the other things that I thought was important to be able to allow people to do is if we get some glass blocks. Let's get some white. I like white. So if we put down... Oh, this doesn't have to be glass blocks either. Let me get some panes. Let's just grab some glass pane as well. Some grey glass panes. Okay, and 2, 3, 4, and one more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if you have any glass, you can hit it with a flint and steel, and you will get a mirror. So it'll reflect back everything. Again, it's one way, so you can see through it this way. But the other side, it's reflective, can't be seen through, and you can do it on glass panes as well. You could do it on both sides if you really want, I guess. That's something you could do. But yeah, real mirrors. It's a thing now. We can do this. So if you want to make like a big skyscraper with some reflective glass on the bottom so people can't see in, but you can see out, you can do that. And so this is another way of doing one-way glass. You can also do it on these. It affects any glass block, so put that there. There we go. We have a glass, and then this side is blank, so you can put a mirror onto a wall. So if I put this here, I guess. So this here is a lantern. Looks like a lantern, behaves like a lantern, but it's actually a button, so you can hide things. It's part of secret rooms. The same with things like soul torches. If I put that there we go. It looks like a... But we can pull it down. I don't think it works with that, though. So it has to be there. Yeah, it doesn't seem to work with the door. But I think that's because it's a secret door. So you have to actually click it. That's to stop people from just pulling down buttons everywhere and then just pushing buttons to try and find where a door is. There's redstone chains, so you can link them up to these things. Obviously, we have all of our secret doors. They're kind of important. We have ghost blocks. There we go. So that's what a ghost block is. It exists, but it doesn't exist. It has no collision, so you can just walk through it. We've got them for all the different types as well. Now, camo paste. I'm not sure what camo paste does right now. Yeah, I can't seem to... I'm guessing I can do something with it, but that's something I need to do some checks on, because I'm genuinely not too sure at the moment. Okay, so the last thing, if we make a portal... Oh, actually, we should probably... Oh, actually, that's not the last thing. There is 2 more things. Of course, there's the portal gun from Portal. So we can... I think that was important to be able to do, right? So that's in here that you can craft. It's obviously super difficult to craft, but late game, pretty useful for getting things around. Oh, I missed it. There we go. /time set day. I should have froze the time. Apologies. So yeah, portal guns are a thing. Also, we have teleporters, which use these shards, these ender shards. So let's say you have a base here and you have a base over here. Okay. So one of the things that you can do is, let's grab 2 of those because we need 2. So we have to... There we go. So that's now linked to that one. So what we do is we put that in there. And then we crouch, click that, and then put this one in here. There we go. And that little animation signifies that it's done. So we can stand on here, and then as soon as we crouch, we'll teleport to the next one, and we can go backwards and forwards between them. So there are teleporters, which I think is kind of important if you're doing a sci-fi related thing. I believe that those can be linked across dimensions as well, so you can have it where it jumps you through to the end to a set place, or the nether in a set place. You just have to have it linked up correctly. Use your ender shards to be able to do that. Let's grab some obsidian and another flint and steel, because I threw mine away because I am an intelligent man. So let's make a 1, 2. Oh, I guess we'll do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boop. And okay. So we also have immersive portals. Immersive portals are pretty cool because, well, there's no loading in between them. You just sort of walk through and it's done. Somewhat laggy for me because, again, old hardware. I need to put Optifine on. There's no performance stuff on here yet. But that is, yeah, that's a fun, a fun thing to be able to do. And again, we can make a dimension in there. We could put portals in there to jump backwards and forwards. I think a large proportion of my lag is actually caused by the sheer amount of particles going on. So that's pretty much everything that I've got in here so far. Of course, there is all of the machines and everything that they do. But going through all of those right now would take several hours. So I'm not gonna do that. But we've got mining drills. You can make quarries. You've got all of your different types of pipes. You've got your different types of energy cables as well. Pumps if you want to pump out water from a place. Modular workbench, charging pads. There's the entire revolutionary guide. So if we click into this, you can see everything that you can do inside here. Natural resources, machines. So you've got generators, basic machine, which is just your machine block that everything else uses. Choppers, ranchers. So ranchers are used for farming animals. Choppers are used for wood, I believe. Yep. So you can create a farm specifically to harvest wood. Factories. There you go. Factories are improved versions of machines, and they can process 5 items at once. They're also smart enough to split your items if you want to. So they're all of our different bits. We've got generators as well, which are our different types of generator blocks, which is what gives us power. So that's everything essentially to do with that. We've got the different types of transportation. So you've got fluids, items, energy, and then you have servos. There's a load of information on servos, how you make them, what they do. Upgrades, so you've got all of your different enhancement upgrades that you can make. So this is essentially your engineer's book. You got your tools, so you got hammers, wrenches, mining drills, an energy reader, modular armor, the gamer axe, and the core of modularity. Of course, there's the book itself. Ore processing, so you can quadruple the amount of ores you get. So what you have to do is you insert your ore into a fluid infuser with sulfuric acid. It will purify them and give you the purified ore form. Then you insert your purified ores into an industrial smelter. It will smelt them into their fluid forms. Then you've got to move the molten ore into a condenser. Then pulverize the ore chunk, which will give you dust, and then smelt your dust, and then you'll have turned one thing into 4 bits. So that is essentially how that works. And then you've got your temperature and all of that sort of stuff. So that's everything to do with Industrial Revolution. But then there's Tech Reborn, which adds in even more machines. So you've got things like canning machines, sawmills, again, furnaces, centrifuges, electric furnaces, water mills. So most of this is power related, but they work very well with... oh, we've got a debug tool. Works very well with Industrial Revolution Tech Reborn, from what I've been told, so that's been included until testing is done to ensure that it definitely does. And that's everything that we have in this pack, so far at least. Yeah, it's not very... the performance is a bit weak at the moment. That's something that I would be working on over time. Has that cow gone through that portal? I think it has. Yep. Yeah, it has. Fair enough. At some point, I will do more work on this, but it's not going to be something that I work on extensively on stream. Just showing you that there's some stuff going on. Eventually, this whole world will probably end up looking a lot different. The world generation, I just wanted to test out Terrestria. It's alright. I don't think it suits this pack at all, so that will probably go. And then we'll do some more work on it at a future point. Let's just close out some of these reflective surfaces. I think that's all I have to show you. Now, as always, all of this stuff is subject to change. I'm not sure how much of it will stay within the game. It's super early. I started working on this pack last night and doing a load of configuring for it. I want to do more on this pack, but this pack isn't going to have any work done on it really until... until Arcadia is done, and possibly also Legends of Randomia. So, I may do some here and there. Maybe I'll do it on the maybe once a month. I'll do a stream on this. Maybe, possibly, we'll see. Is this a new mod pack? This is a mod pack that I've been working on secretly. Like, I've been planning it out for a while. It's not like Once Upon a Time in Arcadia or Legends of Randomia. It is not roleplay based at all. It's purely built for those that like technology. So, for example, this room here. As you can see, we can run through. It's just a door in the middle of nowhere, but it's not. If we run through this way, it's a room. But it's not really there. It is there. It's another. It's like a dimension. The same again with all of this other stuff. We have immersive portals on here, so lighting up this stuff, you can see. Yeah, see the nether. You can just walk through to get to the nether. And then things like one-way glass and all the rest of that, mirrors. It's all going to be tech related. But I think that's it for now. I'm not going to show you anymore. I've done a little bit of a showcase on here. I think I've given away quite a few of the things that are some of the things that I'm excited for you guys to be able to see later on. So yeah, we'll leave that. So that this pack is eventually going to be weird science. So if I go across to my Technic page. Ah. So here is a bunch of my old mod packs. It was these three here. Exquisite Architecture is the newer one. So there was Weird Science, and then Once Upon a Time in Arcadia, which was created in 2015. All three of these were created in 2015. And then Dr. 𝗢𝗥𝗘𝗖𝗞's incredible steam-powered Age of Automatons. This one we're not going to remake. The 𝗢𝗥𝗘𝗖𝗞's Age of Automatons. That's not going to get remade. Once Upon a Time in Arcadia, you guys have seen. Weird Science, I've just showed you a little bit of. Weird Science essentially is getting reborn. But it won't be until Legends of Randomia and Once Upon a Time in Arcadia is done. Sadly, guys, that's all I have time for today. We will do more on... I'll tell you what. I'm gonna leave it. It'll be a surprise. Tomorrow we're gonna be working... I sod it. We're gonna be do some more work on Legends of Randomia tomorrow. Arcadia's at a point where I need to slow down a little bit. I need to wait for sound files to come in from people. So I need to I'll probably do like two streams a week for Arcadia, and the rest is going to be on Legends of Randomia. Because there's a lot of work that still needs to be done on there, and Arcadia, until I've got the sound stuff, I'm not gonna push to try and get a load of other things done. So tomorrow, we'll do some Legends of Randomia. I'm pretty excited because I've made a bunch of changes since the last time you guys saw it, and I'm excited for you guys to see what it is I've done. But until then, I hope you all have a fantastic morning. I hope you've enjoyed this tea session. I always enjoy doing them. They're tons of fun. It's always nice to be able to show what it is I'm doing. A lot of the times, pre-doing these streams, everybody would just be like, how have you found time to do these things? How have you done this? How have you done that? It's nice to be able to show what, like, how I'm doing things, as opposed to it just being behind like some sort of closed enigma door that you don't know how like what's going on. There's kind of an area of it that's sort of bloggy in a way. It's kind of like an update blog. As I said before, I am working on a special page. I have some content that I'm going to put out that will be like digital download related stuff. That's something that I'm going to have done within the next week, hopefully. There's some interesting things that I'm going to be putting on there, some things that are design related, so you can make your YouTubes look sexy if you so desire. I may make some tutorials specifically for people that contribute and help me out a little bit. I might do some sound related things, or a tutorial on making a logo, or how I have my stuff set up. Hey, I might even do something really ludicrous, like show off a book or something. But I will share that with you at some other point, as well as the link through to it, because I'm still setting it up. But you'll be able to get access to all of those. Oh, some music as well. There will be some music on there at some point, so you'll be able to like download some of the music that I've made that I use in Random Craft, as well as some other tracks that I've done. So you'll be able to get access to all of those as well. Yes, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had a really nice time. Always enjoy doing these streams. Have a nice day. Bye.
Next time, boxheads.